Hello, everyone. It's Betty Ray again, and bringing you day 6 of 30 Days to Happiness. We've talked about ideas to work on a whole day at a time, and they are to help you raise your consciousness and to raise your energy up so that all of the stuff that's going on in the world won't affect you so hard. Now, it's important that you take care of yourself when you go out. These days to happiness doesn't mean that you don't have to wear a mask. It's still a pandemic. And so we are encouraging you to wear a mask or to stay home, to at least stay 6 feet away from another person, unless you're family and you've been living together, of course. So day 6 is, here we go. I will learn to breathe deeply and focus on relaxing my body this day. You know, half the time we don't know how tense we are till we feel it in our shoulders, and sometimes we feel it in our gut. And it's really important that you learn how to do abdominal breathing. Now, I used to be a music teacher, a vocal music teacher, and I taught voice lessons. And it was important that I taught people how to breathe properly. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit so you can see. Okay. When you breathe, your chest does not raise up. Most people go, and that's a shallow breath. That's only filling half your lungs, and it takes oxygen from the brain. So when you breathe down to your abdomen, all the way down, like you're filling up a balloon, and the bottom of the balloon is down here. So you take a deep breath. Your shoulders don't move. I have a deep breath, and I can keep going without needing a breath. Let's see how long I can keep going without needing a breath. I'm very carefully moving in my gut and tightening it up as I talk, and I will learn to breathe deeply and focus on relaxing my body this day. And then I took a wrong breath. Did you see that? My shoulders raised, my neck got tight, and now I want to breathe deeply. Watch. Didn't see my shoulders do anything, did you? But I still have a deep breath. That's called abdominal breathing. And we so encourage you to do abdominal breathing. It's back so you can see the lovely painting behind me that was done by a friend of a friend. And she gave it to me for a birthday gift. Isn't it lovely to have that angel in the sky and protecting the world? I believe there are angels everywhere, and they are trying to help Mother Earth. And we need to cooperate. I think it's so sad that my recycling center shut down during the pandemic. I really miss it because I think it's the right thing to do. And I can't find any place in Florida that is recycling. So I'm still keeping it. One of these days, I'll find a place where I can get rid of that plastic so it doesn't end up in some fish's gut that kills him, or it doesn't end up in some landfill that can't, because plastics don't deteriorate. And so breathe deeply and relax. You have to consciously relax your body. When you have tension in your body, and because you have anxiety about something, you often have it. You feel it in the back of your neck. You'll feel it from the middle of your solar plexus to the front. So from front to back, you can feel your gut hurting. That tells you you are uptight, deliberate. I mean, you are really uptight when this neck here, the shoulders are tense. That's when you take a deep abdominal breath. And nobody can see it, but your gut expands and your shoulders stay down. That's so really important because you need to learn to do deep breathing so you can relax your body, especially if you're in some kind of a confrontation. Then you need to understand that when you take a deep breath, relax your body, and call upon your angels to help you communicate your needs without getting angry. That's what happens. You get angry and then you tighten up even more, and what comes out doesn't make sense because you are afraid your needs aren't going to be met. That's why you are angry. Did you know that? Anger is simply the need to be heard. And when you feel like you aren't heard, you'll raise your voice as if somebody's deaf. Maybe if you yell at them, they'll hear it. And this is sometimes what I used to say to people that would get angry. I would say, please tell me that again so my ears can hear it and not my gut. When you have somebody yell at you, your gut clenches up and your ears turn off. So don't ever try to yell to be heard. Instead, you pull in a deep breath and you determine that you will start again. You will be patient and you will be kind and you will try to rephrase what you said so that you can be heard. But in the meantime, breathe, because when you get uptight, and it's very literal, then you don't breathe right. You get more and more kind of panicky. Your gut clenches up and you start shallow breathing, and it just gets worser and worser. And so we encourage you this day to concentrate on one thing. I will learn to breathe deeply and focus on relaxing my body this day. That's what you're going to work on today. Day 6 of 30 Days to Happiness. Every one of these days has a way of being a happy human being. And so as you learn to make these ideas a natural part of your life, breathing deeply, when you learn to do it right, it is so much healthier for you, because a shallow breath doesn't help to cleanse your body of the energy that's come streaming in and out all the time. You breathe in other people's stuff, which is why we wear masks, because you can't see those invisible little specklets of your mouth. Yeah, you can't see them, but they're going out there, and that's what's happening. The minute you open your mouth and start talking, then your breath is going out and mixing with somebody else's breath. But when we wear a mask, it stops that from happening, because that virus is just waiting to grab on to that little bit of spittle that you have and send it out there. And that's why so many people became sick after Florida opened up our beaches. Big mistake entirely. Now they've closed them up again, and the pandemic in Florida is lessening. This is what wise governors have figured out. Some of them figured it out and didn't have to go through a sudden rise in the epidemic in their state. Others believe people who say, oh, it's just a hoax. It isn't really a problem. They don't look at the science. And believe me, scientists are like your doctor who's going to operate on you for appendicitis. They have studied the sciences. They have studied and become qualified. Like me as a teacher, I had to go to school for 4 years to get my teaching certificate. And then I had to go to school for another few years on my own, raising 4 kids. Well, I wasn't on my own. I had a husband, but I went from north of Detroit, driving down to Wayne State University at night in Detroit to get my master's degree. I earned that degree. I studied. I had to jump through the teacher's hoops, and I had to study. And yet I had to take care of 4 kids and a husband, and I had to take care of my students when I was teaching. Yes, we make sacrifices to get that knowledge, to be certified. These scientists have studied hard and have worked hard to get the experience and the knowledge to be able to be an expert to tell you what is what. Don't dismiss Dr. Fauci. He is an expert in epidemiology. I think I may not have the right word, but it has to do with germs and with viruses. He studied that. So don't nix him if you don't really know anything about it. Instead, honor his knowledge and wear a mask. Simple. It's simple to keep that virus from getting to people. And why are we fighting that? Just because you think you have the right to make that choice? Yes and no, because you have the right for yourself to choose, but you forget, if you don't wear the mask and you have the virus, you're giving it to other people. You are murdering other people who don't get through the virus pandemic and get it and die from it. We have so many deaths here in Florida. Why? Because that virus is a killer. And the doctors who know how to prevent that virus from killing you are telling you to wear a mask. I didn't mean to get off on this today, but this is the day of learning to breathe deeply. And if you are breathing deeply when you're out with other people, you're breathing in their breath. It mixes with the air and you're breathing it in. And you can end up with a virus. Or you can end up with a virus and not be very sick from it, but be a carrier. They used to call it Typhoid Mary. This was a woman who didn't know she had typhoid, but was spreading it to all the people, and people were getting sick, and she didn't even know she was the culprit. You can be the culprit if you have the virus and you're mixing with other people, and you can bring it home to people you love and give it to them. It's, again, a deep breath. Let's do it again. A deep breath. There we go. Not the kind that goes, no, shoulders don't have anything to do with it. Your lungs are nicely encaged in your ribs, and they're protected there. That's why God created them there. And they have the ability to expand when you breathe deeply. So let's breathe deeply. When you find yourself upset about something, take a deep, deep breath, and it calms you down. You see, I got pretty excited about that, and I raised my voice, didn't I? I raised my voice not because I didn't think my computer was working with the microphone, but because I was so excited and so intent on trying to get across to people that they must wear a mask. Now, I'm probably preaching to the choir because the people who would be listening are people who already wear a mask. But I can't help it because I don't understand why people would make a choice not to. It has nothing to do with your free will. It has to do with your compassion and your caring about other people, that you could be a carrier giving them the virus and not even know it. Because there are people that get it and they're not symptomatic and they can be positive, they can be tested positive, but they're the carriers. They're the ones that are spreading it because they don't wear a mask. Okay, enough said about that. Let's be back to day 6. I will learn to breathe deeply and focus on relaxing my body this day. And this is what Raphael says in his little booklet. I will watch for where I hold tension within my body. I will watch for who or what causes my body to tense up this day. I will observe my breath and learn to breathe deeply, moving my abdomen outward instead of sucking it in. Every hour, I will take in a long, slow, deep breath. I will hold the breath, and as I release slowly, I will picture all my cares and concerns drifting away. With each new breath in, I will imagine myself in a beautiful place where all my needs are met and I am happy. Use your imagination this day to create the kind of world you desire, and the universe will reflect it right back at you. You will see it and you will feel it. So when you breathe in a breath, breathe in peace and harmony and joy, and allow that to be your day. And if something comes up that brings a dark cloud across your face, breathe deeply again and imagine the sun coming out from behind those clouds. Imagine it, image it in your mind. That's what imagination is to imagine the sun in your mind. And it'll be there, even though right now the sun went behind a cloud. And you can tell by the light on my face. But still, I can imagine it. And it will come out again. Here in Florida, it's guaranteed. I've been so blessed to move from Michigan to having snow so much of the year that now when I left Michigan, it was because I swore I would never shovel snow again. And I haven't. And so I wish you a wonderful day, and I wish you happy breathing, and make sure you wear a mask. God bless each of you. Bye for now.